Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for the qualifying round in Expert Division of the Blast Off tournament here in Golf Clash, the game. Before we take a look at the videos, make sure that you do hit the thumbs up button, also subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. The shots that you will about to see are shots that are featured in our Ultimate Tournament Guide for Expert, built by Brandon Burke and Ben Kennedy. What I would like you to do is to support their channels. Go to their YouTube, the links is description down below, and subscribe to them and their work. If you're interested in getting our Ultimate Tournament Guide for Expert, where we feature free-to-play balls and also paid ball for those that want to use that, then go to patreon.com/golfclashtommy and sign up today. Obviously, we do have a pro and for master as well. Follow along here in this playthrough to check the info box there with what I suggest as club and what ball to play with. Also what club club distance and elevation I suggested to play with too. Have in mind that those are our suggestions and you can obviously build your shots in the way you want, but there is always a plan behind it. So let's take a closer look of the shots, and we start with hole number 1. For hole number 1, we're going to start with the quarterback in NMT. This is a really terrible wind on this hole in my opinion. 3 top spin, 3 left spin, and we're going to then switch to the Apocalypse and Thorn bag. Adjust max plus 10, and then we will apply 2 balls of curl to the left. So those of you using grid lines, you do want to have the grid line pointing down just at the right side of the very left arrow. Perfect ball, and we're looking to get this ball between 330 and 340 yards. Rolls out nicely there, and now we should be prepared for the second shot with our Thorn. So the second shot with our Thorn is going to be played at 30% elevation, and we're using a pin check as reference. Plus 1 is going to be mid distance, so it's going to be 50%. Ball guide line to the hole, and we are not going to use any spins whatsoever here. And we then have the Thorn. We are going to pull over the bullseye. Very important to get the accurate amount of rings to play with. Perfect ball, and then we're going to, I will be hitting a perfect ball, and this is going to be a very good chance if you can hit perfect. As it bounces onto the green and getting right at pin for a beautiful eagle here to start with on hole number 1. For hole number 2, we're gonna play an NMT with the Grizzly. 1 right spin and 2 back spin is what we are using here. And once again, an NMT means no move target, and that is that you don't touch the target's position until it's time to adjust the rings. In this angle here, we play, or we're gonna play in all angles, medium distance plus 5 P3 numbers. And once we have done that, we are going to center the ball and hit perfect. But we have one little thing to add though, and that is we need to use left curl, and we do want to be just after the circle cracks, so slightly less than inside wall left curl. Bouncing on the fairway, getting up the green, and catches that roll, and we drop it right side here. And again, it doesn't really matter how we dropped it, just that we dropped it. This is a good chance in my opinion, and I just truly love to be able to play an NMT and not have to bother with finding a different position. On hole number 3, tough wind, I must say, and this is going to be eagle only in my opinion. So we're going to start with the quarterback and find the line that's going to be at the plus, let me look, it's going to be plus 15. So at the top of plus 15 with white ring to the rough line on the left. Then we switch to the Pocket Guardian bag, but unfortunately I didn't pack the Guardian and I did play with the Cataclysm instead. That's still going to be enough though, and the reason it's going to be enough is due to us with the Guardian in a high level, the Cataclysm in a high level will still have enough backspin on the second shot, but lower level Cataclysm users will be dependent on using the Guardian. Max plus 10 P5 is going to be the adjustment, and we're going to go with max OP slow needle. The goal here is to get this ball as close to the rough at the top possible, and this is a perfect distance, and I'm very pleased getting up to 365 plus. So, second shot, here you can see again I'm playing with the Cataclysm, but I would and should have played with the Guardian for the best possible display here. We do want to play with 7 backspin and 2 left spin. And we do want to aim very much right off the pin here. And the reason we want to do that is because the wind push, and together with the left spin and the backspin, is going to push the ball a lot to the left. So we're setting it up. I'm aiming a little bit too close to the pin here, and making my adjustment of max plus 10 P5 here too. We'll be centering the ball and to hit perfect. To have that said, if you don't have a luminary ball to play with, you can play with a different power 5 ball and try to achieve the same outcome, or you can actually use the rough at the beginning after the cliff and actually rough bump that ball out to the green and take the safe eagle in that way too. On hole number 4, I decided to play a Goliath rough bump here. I'm playing with 2.2 top spin and 2 right spin. And I'm looking to have the left side of the yellow ring with Goliath level 9 just by the sand trap line at the bottom of +2. Those of you playing with Goliath 7 or 8 has just slightly different accuracy, so I would just barely move the yellow ring inside the sand trap there to the left. Max plus 15 power 2 numbers, so for 6.6 miles per hour, I'm playing in this case 4.2 rings. Playing with a wind 4 ball to make sure I have wind between 6.1 and 8 miles per hour. Bounces into the rough when it catches the funnel, and we drop it lovely for an hole in one. On hole number 5, we have 2 options in the guide. I will show you one of them, and that's a Titan play where we will be stretching out our target to look at our bullseye to be pointing center towards the fairway island, the first one there to the left. And you will see here now, it takes me some time to actually figure out that that's what I'm gonna do. But once doing that, we shall adjust max plus 10 P3. And we need to apply spins, which is going to be 2.5 bar backspin and 1.5 bar side spin to the right. Now, we're going to use max overpower with a slow needle. So the needle will not shake as we're not close to max distance. So this is going to be a very easy way to have a controlled overpowered shot. We'll be bouncing on the fairway pad over to the next fairway and position us nicely towards the green like that for a wedge. The wedge here plays EB School plus 15, measure the range here by going to max line, and then you turn it to the side, and then you read off what you believe this distance is going to be, and then you apply that as your slider. Ball guideline, I like to go with the ball guideline just through the hole to ensure that if I do have any underpower on, that's not going to be a problem. So 15% elevation and whatever slider you judge it to be. And we're not using any spins either. That's going to have to be said. Center the ball, hit perfect. There we go. And we roll this one right at pin for a beautiful eagle on hole number 5. For hole number 6, we do have 2 options in the guide. One for those that do want to go free to play with a Berserker, and for those of you that do want to play for the Condor with a topspin boost ball. I do make one mistake here though, and that is that I start at the plus 24 yard mark. You will notice that it still will work, but I should have stayed at the max line. Max plus 10 P5 is what we're going to adjust. And once we have adjusted, we're going to push up 8 yards. So if we end up at +7, we will be pushing up to +15. Now we're going to use inside wall left curl, and I'm using 1 ring of overpower and trying to hit perfect. I did hit great left, and great left is still going to be fine, and that's the same with great right. And but to get this one a little bit more in line with pin, I would say a perfect will be much better. But still, it's going to be a super simple albatross pot here on hole number 6. So for hole number 7, here we're gonna go for the pin. Yeah, we are. This is actually a decent chance for an hole-in-one. Obviously, an hole-in-one will be super lucky if we get it, but this is a very nice and easy eagle to get with, once again, a chance for an hole-in-one. Start at the top of +24 with the bullseye as centered on the fairway possible. What I would like you to look at is the ring's position. You do want as equal amount of blue ring here with Apocalypse level 7 to overlap the rough. Adjustment, maximum distance +10, and after that we're not going to push up anything when it comes to Apocalypse level. Yeah, we're not gonna push up anything here. Perfect ball with slow needle max OP, and you will notice that this ball here will roll after it hits the fairway. We are dead center, and now if just having a little bit more speed, we would have had a chance. 5.8 top spin and 2 right spin is the spins. For hole number 8, we're going to play a very well designed shot here. I do really enjoy this type of play actually. I usually don't like this hole at all, but with this wind, we are definitely having a good chance with also obviously with this shot. We're playing 4 backspin, 1 left spin, and we're looking for the tip of the ball guideline to somewhat be very close to the line between the dark and the bright green square row. It should be a slight gap there. Now, we're looking to play max +20 P3 numbers, and in this wind angle we need to add some right curl because we do have more crosswind than what we want to have. Then we need to compensate by using right curl, and that's obviously the wind angle tweaks that we will and are having in the but the wind angle tweaks that we do have in the guide to help you maximize the chances for a drop. We want the ball to bounce on the fairway, and then we get up the hill like that, and then we're gonna fall down and get an hole-in-one. What we would like you to have is that we don't want you to have less than 6.5 miles per hour, because then there is a risk of go up the hill but then stop short in line, and that would hurt truly. But hole number 8, I mean, this is actually a fairly good chance if you can read the wind angles correct. On hole number 9, we do have a slight headwind here too, and then we will start with the quarterback once again. Start with the quarterback in complete max distance with a white ring to the rough line on the left, and we switch to a pock and a grizzly bag. 5 top spin, 3 left spin, and we will be adjusting a max +10. The max +10 is adjusted, and then we will apply 2 balls of curl to the left. For those of you that using a grid line, you can use the right side of the left triangle to get the correct amount of left curl. Perfect ball, and the goal here is to get somewhere between 345 and 350 yards. That's the ultimate range here for this shot. You can see here that we're getting a 347, absolutely perfect. The second shot is then going to be a grizzly. So from 347, we should be playing a 32% slider with a 20% elevation P3 numbers. Here I'm trying to find a reference inside the rock or the rough, but can't really find anything, and I'm sticking with the drive yardage as a reference. Ball guideline to go through the hole, approximately 1 to 1.5 green square. Once we find that spot, we use 1 left spin, and that will be an approximate offset of 2 green square to the left. So for those of you that do not want to do the spin swap, you can go directly to offset, but it's obviously more difficult than to be accurate on your position. 20% elevation, and we play once again 32% slider, P3 numbers. Perfect ball. Bounces on the fairway, get this one up towards green, and just burning the left edge. Hole number 9 with this wind is a tough one, and the albatross will be kind of rare in my opinion. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for Expert Division and qualifying round here for the Blast Off tournament of Golf Clash the game. Make sure to go to patreon.com/golfclashtommy to get the ultimate tournament guides for Expert or for Pro or for Master. Link is directly in the description down below. Thank you once again for watching and good luck in Golf Clash game.